Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Eat! This episode is about Genshin Impact's best holes. Now I'm sure the first question on your mind is, what do you mean by that? What is a hole? I've never heard of a hole. Well, let me tell you. The kind of hole I'm talking about has two criteria. The first one is that it's a hole, like in the physical sense. You know what a hole is. I assume you came out of one at some point. You may have even dug one in the ground. You may even go into one when you die. You even probably have several holes of your own. The second criteria is that in the game, the laws of physics of the game allow you to be there, but you feel in your gut that you shouldn't be allowed to be there. So it's kind of a location that breaks the fourth wall of the game a little bit, kind of a glitch in the matrix situation. Hence why I'm sitting in the closet. Okay, are you starting to understand here? You might say, Mem, that's not really much of a liminal space. You're allowed to be in the closet. Like, people have been in closets before. And I would say, yes, I think you're right, this is a bad example. Some better examples include those weird holes in the ground next to a basement window, inside the tubes of a particle accelerator. Honestly, any small cave that you have to like wiggle through. You know when cavers, like, there's exactly enough space for a human being and they're wiggling through it? Humans were not meant to do that. You're not supposed to be there. Now, I discovered holes in Genshin because simply I play far too much Genshin, so I have the time to notice these things. They basically seem like mistakes due to the way that they build the environment in the game, so just based on observations, I think the way they build a lot of the cliffs is with like blocks of cliff that they're placing next to each other, and so sometimes if they don't double check hard enough, they can leave little gaps between them that you can actually slip into. So they end up creating these weird little areas that I assume they didn't intend to create. They are also the holes that I have found, the vast majority of them are in Inazuma, and I think that's because the cliffs there are especially craggly, and so it's probably harder for the developers to notice when they've accidentally left a hole. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a little overview, a little tour of all the holes that I've found, and then we're going to come back and rank them so that we can determine what the absolute best holes are in Genshin Impact. So now I will turn it over to Other Mem, who will show you the holes. Thank you, Other Mem. Now it's time for a tour of my holes. Thought I'd start us off here with this beautiful sunrise.
Going out into the world and investigating, turning the unknown into the known. I miss this feeling.
I love you, Albedo. Look at him do this little thing with he like grows a little plant. I love his character. Okay, so as I might have said before, Mondstadt and Liyue are severely lacking in holes. Most of these are going to be in Inazuma. I think there's only one in Mondstadt. I think this is the only one. I've marked them all on my map very conveniently with the label hole. So let's check that out. This one I almost certainly discovered by accident. Okay, yeah, it's kind of hidden among this rubble. You can see on the map where it is. Just in case you want to visit my holes, I'll make sure you can tell where they are on the map. It's behind this wall. Look at that. And it's just the perfect width for a little person to slip right in there. This is the slower way down, I would say. I think before I climbed. You can definitely get all the way down in there. Am I? Okay, yes. I'm on the ground. I'm in the hole. This one is skinny. She's skinny. We'll say that. She's skinty. You can kind of run back and forth. It's pretty much exactly like the width of a person. I think you can go into this other part if you're short enough. There's going to be a lot of the camera like cutting through their faces and you briefly seeing just horrifying images of the inside of their head. That's just part of the game. This is a pretty entry-level hole, I would say. I don't really have much else to say about it. I like that it's kind of concealed by the rubble. It's kind of a secret. It's kind of hard to see. I definitely just fell in here on accident. That has to be how I found it. We're going to call this Skinny Under the Rocks. So on to the Liyue hole. I think there's only one here too. Oh yeah, there was one here. Oh, and one way over here that I just found yesterday. Okay, so there's two in Liyue. We'll go to this one first. It might be kind of a struggle to find some of these again if I found them more than like 2 days ago. So maybe we'll get to re-experience them together. Oh, I'm gonna have to kill these guys first, wait.
Fire hazard! Direct assault! Time for a light show!
I'm gonna have to introduce this team more later, but this is like my most recent team that I've built, and it slaps so hard, it's insane. Where was this? Was it in these rocks? Is it just in the ground? Where was this? Wait, is this it? I think this was it. And I just decided to mark this anyway, because it does kind of seem like a mistake, but this is very pathetic. I probably should not have even marked this. Wait, yeah, how much can we wriggle ourselves into it? Not really. Okay, yeah, that's really not much. I think that was another one that I probably fell into walking this way and was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Oh, now we're in perpetual falling mode. But yeah, that's pathetic. So we're gonna call that one pathetic.
Hi, we regret to inform you that if you thought you ate, unfortunately, you did not.
Let's go find this other one. There's just not much going on in Mondstadt and Leeway in the way of holes. I don't know what to tell you. I was running around here so much yesterday, just like looking at the edge of the map. I think this is kind of where the next region is going to be, so I just think it's interesting to look at how it looks now when it's all like weird and unfinished, compared to how it's going to look when they fill that in. I wasn't even... Paimon, if you make me walk off this cliff, you're fired. Okay, I don't remember where this was. Oh, it's gotta be that little crevice, right? Yeah. See, this is much better. Look how far I just fell into this. This one is nice and deep. This is a nice, deep hole. And it's right by the edge of the map, so it gets extra points for that, to add to the kind of breaking the fourth wall vibe. You're already in kind of a liminal space, being at the edge of the map, and then you fall in this like incredibly deep weird hole that is not supposed to be here. So this one's called Nice and Deep. I just decided to give them all names just now, just so you know. That was not part of the plan. It's so like concealed too. You'd never know. Just like walking around, you'd never know there was a hole there until you fall into it and you're like, wow, there's a hole there. Oh, over here, I found something else yesterday that I'm not considering a hole, but it's kind of a little bonus experience. Just wait. But yeah, you go down this like alternate path by where the treasury is, and you go up here, which is clearly like going to be an area they're going to add, because this is off the map, but you can talk to these guys and they're talking about the fact that there's like a forge in there. There's supposed to be like a factory inside the mountain. I don't know. Maybe their excuse right now is that you can't get in there because there's a wheel that has fallen. They could have just completely closed it off, right? Or they could have put an actual door there, but there's just like a space. You can walk right in here. Nothing's stopping me from walking right in here. And it's just a weird empty space. Did they just think nobody was gonna look? I just think that's funny. I just love finding weird little spaces like this, but this is not exactly a hole. They didn't even try to hide that. Like, it's not a mistake. And now we're gonna head to Inazuma. Inazuma is the land of holes, okay? There are so many holes here, and as I've probably mentioned, I think it's because of the way the cliffs are. Or maybe that it was, like, more rushed, because it was an update. Maybe a little less quality control. The guy that's supposed to check for holes, he's getting fired. Okay, we'll just kind of go, perhaps in order of where you would explore Inazuma, because there's literally so many. And since I decided to make this video, I've been noticing them so much more, so I just have marked so many. But we're gonna start where you enter Inazuma for the first time, so it's just right over here. Or is this the one I found? Wait, this is maybe the one I found in the cave. Most of them are in caves. Yeah, this one I also just found this yesterday. Go in like any cave in Inazuma and look up, and you will find a hole. This one's right there. Look how satisfying this is. It's like exactly the amount of space you need for a person to hop up in there. Is that not so satisfying? A lot of them, you can see something cool if you just get yourself in a tight space and like look through the top. This is a bad example, but sometimes you can see like under the grass and stuff. Anyway, this one I noticed has a special feature, okay? Which is that you get off the wall and you're wiggling. It's shaky. It's shaky. So this one obviously is the shaky hole. Oh, what's going on here? Do you see his foot right now? Oh, there. There. What have we got ourselves into here? I like how it's kind of rotating a little bit, like when he breathes. Anyway, so this has been the shaky hole. I think we've all had a great time here. This one is almost certainly in this cave, yeah. So like I marked it here, but it's in this cave. They're almost all in caves. Just assume that all of these are in caves. Okay, so this is one of the caves with that's part of that shrine quest. And I think past me tried to mark these like where the entrance to the hole is, you know, because that would be convenient. Oh, it's just right here. It is right here. I have a better memory than I thought. Let's just wiggle our way right in there. And here it is. Can we get any deeper? I think this is it. This is like short. Oh my god, I'm shaking in here too. Yeah, this one's pretty simple, but like it's a nice place to just like stand and feel like enclosed and safe because it's just like person size, you know? That's pretty much it, I think. This is a hole for standing. Great hide and seek spot if you were to play hide and seek in this shrine cave. We're gonna call this one You Can Stand in It. Great, onward. This one I don't remember at all. Over by the estate, I don't remember. Sayu is so fun. Sayu is insanely fun. I can't believe how long they let you do this. Never get tired of the rolling. This has to be in a cave. I think there's a cave over here. Yeah. Now we look with our eyes to find it. It's gotta be on the ceiling somewhere, right? Up there? Is it that? Ooh. Look at that. Perfect little secret entrance situation. How did I get in there? Dude, I definitely got in there, but I don't remember how. Yeah. But look! Oh my god, we made it! I'm in the hole. That one you have to climb to get into, so like it's like a little extra challenge. Okay, and this one is an example of this weirdness with the like weird vertical planes that are like not exactly rock. I don't know what the deal is with this. Whoa, let's see if we can see the other side of it. Oh yeah, we can kind of see through the top there. See, we see the bottom of the grass and some rocks. But yeah, love this one. Love the extra challenge getting into it and the extra kind of weird aura that it has. We're gonna call this one Climb In and Hang Out. Yeah, so that I think is Narukami Island. We're gonna move on to the next island. The place where there's like the nuclear reactor or whatever, the forge over here, hella holes. One of these is actually the first hole I ever found. You go in here, in the like radioactive zone, and they're in caves in here. These ones are gonna be annoying to find again too, I just know. Okay, so this cave is, I think it's one that you like open with a puzzle, so good luck with that. So you look up and it just looks like, you know, when you're moving around, it looks like you can go up there, right? It looks like there'd be more up there. This is the cool thing about having Albedo and Kaching. Elevator, and then Kaching's teleport. And I can go anywhere. I don't remember what getting around in this game was like before I had these two on a team together. So we're just climbing to the top. And there's already kind of a weird extra space up here that you can be in. Where is it? This? No. Was this it? This is so tiny. Okay, I'll keep looking, but if this is what I marked, I guess it might be. But if this is what I marked, we're calling that one, this is it? But don't worry, just wait. Okay, we're gonna go out of this cave, we're gonna go left to another cave kind of near the top. Okay, it's up here. It's this cave. This cave in here. And this was the first hole I found. Because I did the same thing where I was exploring, I looked up, I was like, what's up there? You know, I must know what's in every crevice. Is that it right there? Is that the entrance? We're going up there. Just wait, you guys. Let's get up in here. Suddenly, we're in this whole huge space that like should not even be here. Because look, when I first got up here, I was like, it almost seems like it would be on purpose, right? Like you can go further up here. So I was like, there's got to be a chest in here or something, right? There's got to be a purpose to this. We can go all the way up here and then, but wait, there's more, okay? You go up these weird little stairs, you turn around. Now there's another weird little space up there. Jump across. Let's climb up here. And there's even more space back here. Crazy. Like, how far can I get down there? Yeah, you can walk all the way back here. There's so much. Like, if you have a short enough person, you can get all the way back here. There's all this space to run around in that's just, like, behind all the cave systems in this area. This was the first hole I ever found. And it's also the biggest. This is the mansion of holes. A very cool, like, secret hideout. That's what I would have said as a kid. I would have, like, come back here every time I logged out to, like, make this my, like, home base. Anyway, that one's very cool. Very cool hole. Okay, moving right along, there's one down here. I don't remember where this one is. Is it in this cave? This is another one that I think I just found the other day. What are we looking at up there? Oh yeah, I think maybe it was like concealed behind these plants. Yeah, it's here, so it's kind of behind the leaves, so that's cool. Oh yeah. No, I love this one. It's like a little room. So this is another like sweet ass secret hideout moment. And it has another one of these weird planes, but this one is even like got clouds going across it and stuff. Like, what's up with that? This one's great. Oh, and yeah, you can see out of the top of this one pretty easy. So you can see like underneath the grass. You can spy on your enemies from here. This is a great, like, simple but like perfect hole. We're calling this one Hideout Behind the Leaves.
Like, what if Bug's Life was filmed right there? You know?
I think just one more on the next island. And that's all the ones that I've found so far. And I'm assuming this one also is in this cave down here. So this water goes into this little cave down here. Oh, maybe I remember this one. I gotta kill these guys first.
Incoming. With sword comes shadow.
Imagine being a water slime and challenging Kaching. Like, truly. Yeah, so this is already a cool little cave because, like, it's reflecting the water up on the other side. Isn't that cool? I think... Yeah, the hole's over there. Ah, look at that. Perfect. This is another one that I think is very satisfying because it's like exactly human size. So you just climb up into this little corner and then climb sideways into it. And here we are. Another little room. There's a little loft in this one. Oh yeah, this one was weird because there's room to stand up here, but when you climb up there into the little loft space, it keeps you in climbing mode, even though there's room to stand up. But yeah, there's grass. There's another one of those weird, like, vertical plane situations. You also have a view from the top if you climb all the way up here. And look out, you can see the grass. Oh yeah, and here's another one of those planes that are like, kind of like the sky? I don't know what's up with that. It's even reflecting, look at that. It's like a skylight. Very weird. But yeah, love this one. This one we're gonna call Room with a Loft. And I believe that is all the holes. I don't think I've found any on the two newest islands because, honestly, I probably just haven't explored them as much. But I have one more little bonus thing to show you over here that is not really a hole. It's not really a hole, but like spiritually I feel like it's a hole. And you'll see what I mean in a second. I need to explore this place more. I still have a lot of stuff to get. Oh, it's just over by this waterfall here. And these guys are probably gonna get mad at me. So let me go ahead and kill them. I don't really want to go down there because he's going to freeze me. So I'm just going to spam him with Yoimiya from up here. This is just the most annoying way I could have chosen to fight this thing. Okay, there he goes. Yeah, so this is what I mean by spiritually a hole, okay? So right over here, there's like an underground passage somewhere over here to get to this boss. And I noticed that when I stand right here, you see how it gets all dark and quiet? And you start to hear like the ambiance of that boss. Like you hear like the cave echoing and stuff. I think that's the music from when you're in the room with that boss that's underground. But like the area where the ambiance changes is like just barely like too far out this way, so it triggers when I'm just like right here, totally outside of that cave. But yeah, that's all the holes, so now we'll go back to Other Mem for the ranking. Thank you, Other Mem. I'm sure that was thrilling. Now let's get into the ranking, shall we? So I have all the holes here. So I think we all know This Is It has to be in last place. I mean, because truly what even was I thinking by marking that? And then Pathetic has to be right after that. I think those were by far the two worst, right? Let's see. I guess I'm really not a fan of the really small ones, like Skinny Under the Rocks. Skinny Under the Rocks has to be next. It's like a little bigger, so it's slightly more interesting, but still sucks. I don't just want these to be organized by size, but That seems to be how it's going so far. Like, you can stand in it. Like, it's true, you can stand in it, but not much else, and so that's gonna have to be fourth from the bottom. This is where it gets a little trickier. I think probably next is Climb In and Hang Out. You know, that one was pretty cool, but I just don't think it compares to the rest of them. Nice and Deep, surprisingly, like, it seems kind of boring, but it's kind of a contender for me. I just have an attachment to that one. I think it's a good vibe. It's the only one that, like, has some daylight. They're also dark. I think Hideout Behind the Leaves, probably next after Climb In and Hang Out. I really love a concealed entry, but those two are pretty similar to me, I think. Like, Climb In and Hang Out, there's like a little extra challenge to physically getting in, and Hideout Behind the Leaves, there's like a visibility challenge to getting in. But those two are kind of on the same level to me. These four at the top I have a special place in my heart for, kind of. I really love Room with a Loft. There's a lot of like weird glitchy shit happening in there, like how you climb when you jump up on that other thing, and then how you can see through the top of it really well, and you can also see that weird like kind of pseudo sky at the top. Yeah, I think this might have to be the point where Nice and Deep goes below these, because I like certain things about the other three too much, I think. I think Nice and Deep is gonna have to be next. Yeah, and the top three, to me, are pretty clear at this point. Room with a Loft comes after Nice and Deep. The Shaky Hole is a classic. Like, that's just entertaining. We can't deny the entertainment value of The Shaky Hole. So that's gonna have to be number 2. And number 1, perhaps you already guessed it, number 1 is The Mansion of Holes. I mean, what can I say? It's the Mansion of Holes. You could get lost in there. You could spend your life in there, raise a family, have 3 kids. Everybody's got plenty of room. The Mansion of Holes is number 1. And that's it, I think. There's our ranking all laid out. The top 10 best holes in Genshin Impact. I've just decided. I've just determined. And that's about it, I think. I hope this video was enlightening to you. I encourage you, if you play Genshin or any other game, honestly, to try to find some holes of your own. It's certainly provided me countless hours of entertainment. I don't know about hours. It's provided countless minutes, probably pretty countable minutes. It's provided minutes of entertainment for me. And that's going to be all for this episode of I Will See You Next Time. Goodbye.